Now wait a minute though. You want to hear the Malevolent creation guitarist's hero story though?
Yeah, let's hear him.
I mean, it didn't sound very heroic, but let's hear it.
Yeah.
When I walked into that store to buy something, I had no idea the store was in the middle of being robbed. Wait a minute, I was looking for his picture, wasn't I? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he looks like Mr. Tough Guy in his picture.
Hang on.
I don't know why some people feel the need to make up stories like that. Just, whip your dick out and say, look how fucking huge I am.
Wait a minute, who said he made it up?
It sounds like bullshit.
Ben did.
I can, just the, beginning of it smells like bullshit.
It does.
Hmm.
It doesn't sound genuine at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, hang on.
All these homeless fucking crackheads. I went in the fucking store. I took the crackhead's gun and blew his brains out.
Wait, did you read it?
No, you just
read it for us.
Facetious.
Anyway, as soon as I find this.
What is going on, Jeremy?
How hard is it to find a picture of this guy?
Yeah.
I know.
Google Images.
No, he's a hero.
What?
He sounds like he's making shit up.
Yeah.
Because that's his fucked up idea of what a hero is.
There we go.
Yeah, disarms somebody and then shoots them in the head.
You watch too much John Wick, I think.
And just make sure to emphasize they're a homeless crackhead.
There we go.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. He
That
definitely looks like the kind of guy who makes up this kind of story.
that paints the whole picture. Okay.
Yes.
I immediately felt something was wrong when I walked in because it was very quiet and the man working behind the counter was staring at me like I was going to rob the store. When that 80-pound homeless crackhead yelled at me and pointed his gun at me and fired 4 shots at me, I thought I was surely dead and had no time to react. After realizing I was not hit, I slowly crawled around to the back of the store, and while the gunman was screaming at the worker, I ran down the aisle he was in and tackled him with the intention of beating the living shit out of him. When I tackled him and started beating the shit out of him with the dude working there, he dropped the gun and I grabbed it. I had no intention of shooting him until he reached for another gun in his sneaker. And how do you keep a gun in your sneaker?
Absolute nonsense.
This homeless crackhead had 2 different guns.
One of them is how do you keep a gun in your sneaker?
Yeah,
I can write a better
Derringer
story
or
than this
something?
in my fucking sleep. Come on,
And before he got the chance to shoot me again, that's when I shot him in the face 2 times.
Wait, he said he didn't get shot?
And before he got the chance to shoot at me again, that's when I shot him in the face 2 times and put an end to that whole nightmare. By no means am I a hero. I could have easily just ran out of the store like a pussy after realizing I was not shot and left the store worker to most likely get killed. But I was so pissed I just wanted to beat the fuck out of that loser who just tried to end my life over nothing. Anyone in my situation may have done the same thing, but nobody knows when something like that can happen. I have a lot of personal
irresponsible thing to say.
I have a lot of personal. Huh?
Go ahead.
I have a lot of personal family problems that are far worse than what I just went through, and asked the police if it was possible to keep this story from getting in the press and having my dying father and grandfather have to know about something like that happening to me. This while he emails this story to Blabbermouth.
Yeah, I know. This is why it's completely fake.
This has been Shit That Did Not Happen theater with Jeremy Maddox.
Yeah, no shit.
That's the point.
So I'm curious about the line where he's saying that this altercation isn't anything even close to his family situation he's got going on. So what's this family situation he's got going on that's worse than getting in?
And yeah, it's like if he's such a fucking hero, why doesn't he want his whole family to know about it? Isn't he proud of it?
How do you ask the police to keep a murder in self-defense out of the media? Like, hey guys, I just killed this guy in self-defense.
You show him your white mail card and you just go, hey guys, you want to wrap this up for me?
Yeah.
You asked about the family situation. He says, having my dying father and grandfather have to know about something like that happening to me.
No,
Does
but
the
he said something
journalist at
about
least-
before that it wasn't anything compared to what was going on in his family life, right?
Right. Well, he doesn't go into any more detail.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, shoot some
It's
dude
just
twice
him
in the
trying to
face
make
is
himself
nothing
look
compared
good.
to what's going on in his family life?
It's him trying to make himself look good.
His father's
But
died.
it makes it sound worse because, like, yeah, I killed a man, but it's not as bad as my father dying.
So
yeah, I don't get it, man.
wait a minute.
This
it
is
gets
terrible.
better.
Where'd you find this trash?
Wait a minute. Blabbermouth.net. But wait, there's more. I'm
Does
not
the
denying
journalist-
that this is. I'm not denying that this is bullshit. That's what makes it so great.
Does the
Comment-
journalist at least calling out that it's bullshit?
Oh, it's better than a journalist. Hang on. Commenting on Fasciana's claims, Detective Mark Shotwell of the Fort Lauderdale Police Department told Rock Radio that he's unable to find evidence that any such event ever took place. This did not happen,
What a
Shotwell said.
surprise!
Our last murder was on June 22nd, and Fasciana was not involved. I'm certain of this. Even if the death was a result of self-defense, it would still be classed as a homicide and investigated as such. All witnesses, reportees, victims, and suspects are entered into a database, but the most recent entry for Fasciana is on April 1st, involving him and a female in a domestic dispute.
So he twisted. I beat a woman into. I shot a homeless crackhead. What the fuck has to happen to your brain that you think this story makes you look good? How many drugs has this guy done?
So then Rock Radio took this back to Fasciana and relayed the comments from the detective, about him saying this didn't happen. And the guitarist's reply was, "The store where it took place isn't considered Fort Lauderdale. What happened is true. And I really don't know how it leaked into Blabbermouth because I never told anyone about it." Even though Blabbermouth says he emailed it to them, and they have two separate stories that are completely different of what went down. Shotwell explained there are about 15 suburbs near Fort Lauderdale, but Shotwell replied again when Fasciana doubled down. He says there are about 15 suburbs near Fort Lauderdale. This is the detective now. But all murders use the Broward County Medical Examiner's Office for autopsies, mandatory in a homicide. There have been no murders in the entire county during July. Homeless crackheads would trade a gun as soon as they got it, and I've never seen one with two guns. And the scenario...
Don't you know, crackheads, they keep one gun in their pants next to their shriveled penises and another in their sneakers. Well, how do you not know this?
How do you hide
This
a
is
gun?
common knowledge.
I really don't.
Maybe in a boot, but a fucking sneaker. I don't know, but like I said, a Derringer or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. And the scenario as described would have made headlines even in Miami. He had
This would be in Miami it would be like fourth page news, but it would have made the news.
Fasciana's final word on the matter was this: "This is the second time I was involved in the death of a homeless man. Me and a friend were driving completely sober about 6 years ago, and a homeless drunk dude ran into the street. We ran him over and killed him with several witnesses. I'm flipped out over this and many near-death experiences I've had living in this shithole Fort Lauderdale."
Why would you make this stuff up?
He admitted to another murder, according to him.
Well,
how did you happen upon this? Why? Why do you have this? Like,
why do I have this? Because it's metal and it's completely absurd and it's great.
Well, yeah, I can imagine like some metalhead full of him, or some metal band guy full of himself coming up with this because he thinks it makes him look cool, or because
thinks it's the
he's
coolest shit
fried
ever.
from drugs.
It's the way he did it, though. He's like, yeah, I killed someone in self-defense, in a gas station. He was going to rob the joint, and I asked the cops to keep it out of the press, because I've had a rough time lately, and they did. And then the detective comes forward, and he says, actually, the only time that we've interacted with Phil Fasciana is to break up him and his girl in a domestic dispute. And then he doubles down further and says, "Look, this is the second homeless dude I've killed. You got to believe me."
Well, because the thing is, like, I've actually met Fasciana. You see, it was in a grocery store, and I went up to him and said how cool it was to see him, and but I didn't want to be a bother by asking for pictures or anything. And he said like, oh, like you're doing now. And I said, huh? And he just started repeating, huh, 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 and close opening and closing.
Wait. Are you bullshitting me? Are you
I
bullshitting me?
No,
instantly
100%
recognize that
true, I
copy
swear.
pasta, which is so
Yeah.
sad.
This is 100% true, I swear.
It's amazing. It's amazing how I can recognize it even out loud. Like,
Okay, so it was bullshit. All right, well that was
Yes.
pasta.
all right. That was the first.
No, it was
installment of-
100% true.
That was the first episode of Heavy Metal Bedtime Stories. Thank you. What do you see next week? What do you see next week with the Catwoman of a death metal band? Seriously,
I know.
The
Is that
Catwoman
like
of a death metal band.
I'm not gonna say until next week.
I know. Is that one of
I cannot wait.
the cool? Is that one of the actually cool ones that involves like trashing hotels and throwing TVs out and shit and banging like groupies in huge fucking orgies?
No,
Just Josie and the Pussycats.
but it does involve police again. So
Of course.
is all this
Is it about the 3 Dog Night guy who ruined his penis?
and ruined his son. Oh, jeez. No, but there's this whole world of like underground lore with these obscure metal bands that is never touched upon. Everybody's heard about the guy from Mayhem who, like, after his drummer or whatever shot himself in the head, he cooked the brain matter allegedly, or
Dead.
He did what with the brain matter?
Mayhem is the name of the band.
Yeah, but what did
Yeah.
he do with the brain matter?
Cooked it allegedly.
Cooked
I don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
He
Mayhem,
apparently.
I actually think Mayhem are kind of posers, but that's
I
a
mean,
good.
Dead wasn't a poser. That's why he blew his brains out.